Live.
ICE set up a completely fake university to lure in people that were here on student visas. And this comes to us from the Chicago Tribune. On its website, the University of Farmington advertised an innovative STEM curriculum that would prepare students to compete in the global economy, flexible class schedules that would allow them to enroll without disrupting their careers. The Michigan-based school touted the number of languages spoken by its president, that's 4, by the way, and the number of classes taught by teaching assistants, 0. Photos of the campus showed students lounging around with books on a grassy quad or engaged in rapt conversation at its brightly lit modern library. Tuition was also relatively reasonable, $8,500 a year for undergrads and $11,000 a year for graduate students. Kind of a bargain these days, right?
I guess. I don't know. I don't price colleges out because I think the whole thing's a scam.
Well, this one you might like. Located in the heart, and this is a quote from their site, located in the heart of the automotive and advanced manufacturing centers of southeast Michigan, the University of Farmington provides school students from throughout the world a unique educational experience, unquote, the site informed prospective applicants. But there were no classes taking place at the university, which employs no instructors or professors. In court filings that were unsealed Wednesday, federal prosecutors revealed that the school's employees were actually undercover agents working for U.S. Immigrations and Customs Enforcement.
Okay.
The fake university had been set up in 2015 as part of an elaborate sting operation aimed at ensnaring foreign nationals who had initially come to the United States on student visas. Its, quote, campus, unquote, consisted of a small office in a corporate park in the northwestern Detroit suburb of Farmington Hills, Michigan, with no quad or library in sight. The phony university was, quote, being used by foreign citizens as a, quote, pay-to-play scheme, prosecutors allege. After forking over thousands of dollars, students would provide immigration authorities with evidence that they were enrolled in a full-time educational program. They could then continue to live and work in the United States under a student visa. But since the University of Farmington didn't actually exist, they didn't have the hassle of writing papers, taking tests, or showing up for class. So what do you think? Is this where we've come? We want to take people's money, promise them an education, just so we can turn around and arrest them.
I guess I want to know more about this because, yes, I heard about the headlines. I had not heard all the details. Were they? I mean, did anybody ever sign up for this school and actually try to show up? Or was absolutely 100% of the people who signed up for this school, were they all kind of recruited somehow by somebody who told them, hey, look, this is a fake school. It's not a real deal, but it'll get you your visa or whatever.
All you got to do is tell them you're going to school and you're good.
Yeah, I guess I don't understand enough about exactly how did they prospect these young people, presumably, who signed up for this. How did they...
I had a very fancy web page, Ian.
Yeah, but there's a bunch of universities out there, so what did they do? How did they advertise this to draw these people in?
We'll cover a little bit more here.
Yeah.
Students knew that the scheme was, quote, illegal and that, quote, discretion should be used in discussing the program with others, unquote, prosecutors wrote in their indictment, which was filed January 15th in the U.S. District Court for the Eastern District of Michigan. According to the Detroit News, which first reported on the undercover operation, dozens of University of Farmington students were arrested on immigration violations on Wednesday as part of a massive national sweep and are now potentially facing deportation. In addition, 8 people who allegedly worked as, quote, recruiters for the school and collectively helped at least 600 students to remain in the country under false pretenses, now face federal conspiracy charges. So evidently they're busting even their own recruiters who I guess found this and said, hey, here you can go do this. But first, I do want to go...
This is a huge operation. I mean, this is a crazy-sounding operation. So they had people recruiting folks to go to this school,
right.
but the recruiters weren't in on knowing that it was undercover work by the police, so they were sort of assisting these people in committing the crime, so therefore they themselves were committing a crime,
yes.
right? By enticing somebody to commit a crime, conspiracy, basically,
right? In
that case. Mm-hmm. How did they find the recruiters is what I want to know.
Well, I get the impression that the recruiters were already doing this for other schools. It's
Maybe.
just
Possible.
This school happened to be fake.
Mm-hmm.
So
and affordable.
And by the way, I think I found their website, universityoffarmington.edu. It's site's down, of course, at this point, but you can go into the Wayback Machine on archive.org and actually pull it up and see what it looked like.
Unbelievable. ICE could not
be the crappiest looking. Here, look at this thing, Rich. I mean, you're somebody who's been around the internet for a while. Look at that. Look at that title bar. Like, they definitely didn't have anybody who. This looks like it was made in MS Paint.
Oh my god!
I mean, it's just.
You would think a government thing could at least spend a little bit of cash, but they probably had a small budget. ICE could not be reached for comment. Well, then again,
if they want to make it look like a front school that has no money behind it, they got the right graphic artist.
There you go. ICE could not be reached for comment late Wednesday night. It's unclear how many past or present students could be facing deportation as the result of the sting. So let me ask you this. I mean, is this where we want our money to go? We want to have governments set up fake universities to lure people in by promising them a way that they could actually stay in this country. It's insane.
Free Talk Live, 7 nights a week from 7 to 10 Eastern, live on the Liberty Radio Network at LRN.FM.